Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a 3rd Series Patek Philippe 3940R. The watch, 36 millimeters in diameter, was made and retailed in 1991. And the timepiece has a dial that reflects 3rd Series. You can see it's got beveled sub-registers, crosshair, leap year cycle, still sigma signed, and in a case that is rose gold, 36 in diameter, taking a look in profile, 9 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 43.4 millimeters, with a 19 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Indeed, this watch was made in 1991 and retailed in June of 1991. The nice thing about the 3940 is it is traditionally sized. So if you're a man with a taste for smaller, more discreet sizes, or the elegance of a tradition, or you're a lady who wants a credible mechanical watch with no excuses, but suitable for a petite wrist, this is going to be a great option. Now, my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see it's flat enough, this watch is, to fit under a cuff, and being so short lug to lug, you could wear this on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. The watch features a strap, which is considerably newer than the timepiece, obviously. Calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging. Alligator on the top, sort of distressed grain, semi-gloss black monotone stitch, sheer cut edge lacquered for refinement, and a buckle that is considerably newer than the watch. Now, early on, most of these were fit with pin buckles, and this watch likely would have been as well. So at some point, somebody loved this watch enough to add a more modern Patek Philippe snap-shut folding clasp. And you know it is much more modern, because just looking at the hallmarks, you can see those are post-1995 hallmarks on the back, whereas this watch quite obviously has pre-August 1995 hallmarks on its side. This is also a kinder, gentler world, a time when hallmarks were actually stamped on the flank of a case rather than under the lugs. Taking a look, it's a very simple form. It features a bit of a domed bezel that's stepped in from the case band, slightly countersunk crown with Calatrava Cross. We have a dial that is, as I mentioned, 3rd Series. If you looked at a 1st Series, it would have vertically slotted, almost cylinder-like sockets for the sub-registers. You got this more gradual beveling of the sub-registers on Series 2, and then Series 3 would be the crosshair on the leap year phase indicator. And you know, it's not a Series 4 because the most obvious reason is that the little Swiss signature with the sigmas isn't closer to being in line with the minute track. So based on the year of manufacture, all of this matches up correctly. You can see it's an English language calendar. Not all of them are. We have a little dot style or polished dot style minutes track, Dauphine hands at center, faceted and applique, rose gold numerals. We have gold hands and numerals. That's what the sigma means. This is the a priori mark. It's a priori is an abbreviation for a Swiss Precious Metals Trade Foundation that, starting in the early 70s, encouraged watchmakers to put this sigma or Greek sigma letter-like signature on dials that featured at least gold hands and indices. And sometimes when you see sigma M, it will mean that the whole dial is made of gold. But that's what this is. Patek and Vacheron persisted with this much longer than others, keeping them present on watches even into the late 90s. So it's not a surprise to see this here. Most 90s watches would not have the a priori marks, but this does. Perpetual calendar, so no need to correct the watch until the year 2100. Can deal with leap years, irregular length months. The moon phase has an adjustment interval of once every 122 years. And you can see as I adjust the watch, look at the coaxial features over at 9 o'clock. You can see we've got a day of the week indicator, but we have a little index that lets us know whether we're looking at AM or PM. So you can see right here, am I looking at 8 AM or 8 PM? Well, you can see the little index is between 6 and 12, so that is 8 AM. And that's important because you're not supposed to use the pusher adjusters for the calendar when you are during the PM hours. That's the easiest way to remember it. You can see there's a little bit of a shading gradient with 6 down to 24, that semicircle being darker and then 6 up to 12 being a little bit lighter. You can see there's a concentric or azurage pattern on these sub-registers. And then you can see we've got over here the day and the 24-hour cycle. We've got the month and the leap year phase, and then we've got the date and the moon phase down at the bottom. Turning it all over, it's powered by caliber 240Q. Snap case back. You can see Geneva seal movement, not immediately obvious, but there it is right there on the bridge. It is an automatic winder with a 48-hour power reserve, 3 Hz beat rate, 27 joules, free sprung Gyromax style balance. and it turns the perpetual calendar system. The movement by itself, just the base caliber, would be 2.53 millimeters thick, and then if you add the perpetual calendar module to the top of it, it is still quite thin at 3.75 millimeters. And so typically Patek will pair its upscale watches with a micro rotor automatic, and its more mass market watches with a center rotor automatic. So you know when you see this, it's quite special. You can also see that at some point the watch went in for factory service because it appears to be using ceramic ball bearings on the rotor, which is an upgrade that makes it more efficient, but you wouldn't have seen it in the early 90s. This has been upgraded. The winding system's been upgraded at least a little bit. And then you can see that we have the 22 karat rotor. The nice thing about a micro rotor is you get the big open case back of a manual wind. You get the convenience of an automatic, and then you get the thinness of a manual. It is nicely decorated, and you can see a combination of beveling, stripes, perlage. We have little locating pegs for the balance cock. They've been polished on their top. You can see back then Patek Philippe used KIF shock protection on these. It's a great looking movement and an all-time classic caliber and an all-time classic watch. So if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.